Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm
So,
good. I'm ready.
okay. Whoops. Yeah. Oh, let's see if I can get. There we go. Okay. Um. Yeah, a bunch of wacky shit went down last time.
Mm.
Let's I've been starting it out this way, which has been fun. Does anybody? Let's start with Siegwolf. Siegwolf, do you have a bond that you want to write with another character? And because of anything that happened last session?
Yeah, let me open up my character sheet. Okay, let's try getting player mode first. skip me for now.
Verindus, do you have a bond that you want to write with another character?
Right now I don't have a bond with our Berserker, so maybe I could write a bond with him. Let's think about it. So the bond that I had with him before was the thing. That was a beneficial thing or not. And well, what can I take now?
Well,
I
what
think-
happened? What happened between you and Sequolf last time?
I said I would
well,
kill you if you like went crazy. I remember
yeah,
that.
he carried me into the cloister thing. Oh yeah, but that would be a good starting point. You're right. Yeah, maybe if someone else has an idea already for a bond they want to write, and I have like a little bit of time to think about it.
Sure.
Have
Well, okay, you first.
Okay. So judging by what happened with the ritual and stuff, I think Chris is maybe thinking that Verandis is not cut out for the adventuring life.
Ooh.
So that's what she's thinking. Now, I don't know what she's gonna do about it, to be honest, but that's what she's kind of thinking about it now. And so I want to replace my does not understand life in the wild, so I'll teach them. It's just, Verandis doesn't seem to be cut out for the adventurous life. And then one with Seawolf is because maybe it's visible. This will depend if it's visible to her, but is Seawolf, like, so far has he visually shown signs of seeing Verandis as a threat?
I think so, because I think you noticed last time that Seagwolf was prepared to kill Verindus if the ritual went bad. Right?
I think then she would, maybe the bond would be, I don't trust Verandis fully with our lives, something like that.
Dean Seawolf?
Or yeah, Seawolf, not Verandis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, mine with Chris is still Chris is too quick to leap to violence. I'll show them benefits of negotiation. I still can't think. I can't think of another one for Verandis, so I'll just get rid of that one for now. Let's see who else. It's Chris, Verandis, Fiskpat. Fiskpats are yeah. I don't think I have another new one right now.
Okay. Fiskpat, do you have a bond that you were going to write with somebody based on what happened?
Well, I was thinking about Chris can help me healing Verandis, and I just have to show him how.
Cool.
But this is just an idea.
It sounds good.
What are you trying to show him?
Well, he's trying to show you how you can help heal Verindus, whatever's wrong with him.
Oh, he's trying to show me how, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, The meaning is, I was thinking about Chris is a friend of nature, and because of this, I have to show him the way of magic of nature itself. But I changed it to this one.
To just to heal Verendis.
Yeah, just to link it closely to the story.
I had a question. We can have, since I have 0 charisma modifier, I only have 5 bonds, a maximum, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I replace a bond, I don't get XP because I'm not resolving it. I'm just switching out, right?
Yeah, if you're just replacing it, if it just doesn't. I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, I wrote the bond that I wanted to have. I wrote, Lorborg shouldn't be so quick to interfere with what others are doing. I should do something just to spite him.
Okay. Well, so something was up with Verendis as we went over, right? There was some curse or something. And we learned that inside the cloister where Shanzi was, the brother-in-law to, Redwood, that he claimed to have a way to try and heal him, though it was dangerous. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so we had a ritual, right?
Yeah.
Did, yeah.
Do you remember the ritual, Verendis?
Well, I saw this urn or something, which I think in the beginning it was just like some light shining out of there or something, but then there was a voice, and when I tried to reach for it, the cold kind of burned my skin, and well, eventually I did look into the urn and see what's inside, and there were just bones.
Yeah.
And
You had a strange dreamlike vision inside their strange ritual room.
Mm.
You tried to. Well, you felt invisible hands grasping you, right? And you were letting them pull you into the urn. You were giving in to whatever it was.
Mm.
So the last thing we saw was Shanzi pulled out a flute and let out a sort of pealing sound from it that broke you out of your vision, and magical energies or some sort of foul power sent you sailing backward, and your head struck on the rocks, leaving a smear of blood as you were tossed back into the shallow pool where they started the ritual. Shallow pool of water. So we're going to come back in on that. There's sort of chaos going on as Chris jumps into the pool and pulls Verendis out of the water. The back of his head bleeding. He's not unconscious, but right, you are dazed, stunned by the impact and the sudden shift, being ripped out of the vision so suddenly. And so Chris has hold of you. What about you, Fiskpat? You had started to say something during the ritual, and Shanzi had told everyone not to say or speak or even make slightest noise, and somebody put their hand over your mouth. But now there's some chaos as the servants around you are starting to mill about, move around. What are you doing, Fiskpat?
Well, do I see Verendis?
Yeah, he's in the center
Well,
of the ritual space. It's like the stone floor, and there are like sort of concentric rings around this little shallow pool he was sitting in to start with.
and nobody is going inside the pool, right? I mean, nobody's going after him.
I'm in the pool with him, probably pulling him out, right?
Yeah. Chris is in it, pulling him out of the water, but it doesn't look like anybody else is approaching right now.
Well, then I would shout out loud that, hey, what is going on? Somebody has to do something. What is going on? I don't understand. And I try to look for I don't remember the name of that guy that played the flute.
Shanzi, yeah.
Yeah, Shanzi. And I look after him. And I say, what is going on? Tell us more. What is this stuff? What do you think he has gotten?
And so Seagwolf, you were standing next to Shanzi.
Yeah.
And after he plays the flute and Fiskpat's yelling over, he looks up at you. He's a halfling, so he's down around your legs. He looks up and he says, "Time, we have failed.
Oh shit.
He says, you must take your friends and you must go. We have no time."
Go where?
Yeah.
I say out loud.
He says, "You must go away. I will lose control soon." And you see him sort of looking around at all the servants.
What's gonna happen?
I don't think he has like a sense of urgency. He's looking panicked, right? So that's all he tells you, right? Is I'm going to lose control, and that you have to go. And the servants are starting to move around the room, sort of weirdly. They're kind of just milling around, as if they're like doing tasks sort of absent-mindedly or something, but there's no real point to what they're doing. And some of them will start to move and like act like they're about to do something, but then just sort of stop and stare blankly. What are you doing, Seagwolf, right then?
Yeah. I think I put like an armored gauntlet on this dude's shoulder, and I say I say in like a calm, like a calm, like reassuring tone. I just say like what is about to happen? Calm yourself.
Yeah, he turns back toward you. He says, "They will kill you all."
Unless, so as this is happening, I'm not just sitting still in the pool of water. I'm pulling Verendis out, and I'm taking him, towards the entrance of the room. Is he conscious? Are you conscious, Verendis, or what?
Yeah, he is. Barely.
Oh,
He's dazed. You're dazed. but you are conscious, yeah.
Oh, I thought I was okay.
Well then, I don't know what he does, but I'm getting ready. I'm ready to bolt at any moment. But unless somebody gets more out of this dude.
Yeah, and I say, so yeah, I say then perhaps you could come with us. We have many questions and not much time.
He says, I am lost as well. And he sort of like buckles to his knees, and like holds his head. And a hand is put on your shoulder, Seawolf. And there's somebody grabbing your shoulder and turning you. And you stare into a pair of eyes that are bloodshot and have that same sort of like pale, dry mark around his eye sockets. It is... Sorry. For where kid are gonna... suffer. What was the name of the person you're looking for?
Is it Kale 4 the Vindicator?
It's Kale 4, yeah. Yeah, it's Kale 4. You recognize this face. The bloodshot eyes and the dried skin around his eye sockets. And he says, the time is coming. You must submit yourself. And he's wearing the brown robes of any other servant, right? He's just been in this room the whole time, in the crowd. And yeah, you can see people around. All of you have a couple of eyes that now turn and look at you with that same mark that Verindus had before.
What does the priest look like when this is happening? The ritual guy.
Yeah, he's got his head down. You don't see his eyes, but he's definitely like holding his head, his bald head, and you can see like the vein popping out of it. His hands are digging into the side of his skull.
I think what's her name? Chris gets the cue. She gets it now. She doesn't need to be like a druid to understand. We really do need to leave. This guy's right. And so immediately, I'm like, I'm getting out of here. I yell and I start bolting for the entrance. Unless like Verendus, do you come after me or?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. I would try. I would try. Is there some reflective surface, maybe the water or something, where I can like take a look at myself?
Sure. Yeah. You can look inside the water long enough that you don't have the mark anymore. Your eyes aren't fucked up and weird. Your head hurts and it's bleeding, and you have a hard time moving. I think Chris would have to help you along, but...
Oh, their eyes are fucked up like the dudes outside?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. So I think me and this guy, like me and like California, we I think we kind of like stare at each other for like a few seconds until you guys like shout and like start leaving. Then I should turn back to you guys and like turn back to him and I say yes. But I kind of look at him and I say yeah. I said what's that? Yeah. So I said yeah. Justice will have to wait until all this is over. And I turn over to back to like the priest. And I grab him. I say like I say, how do we stop this?
It's a lot of background noise for you, Dils.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
You can just mute yourself on Skype if you want.
Okay. Okay, you say, how do we stop this? Well, let me ask. So, Fiskpat, what do you do when you see several people now with that cursed mark around their eyes and things sort of becoming chaotic in here, and Chris yells that he's or that she is leaving?
Well, I turn to Sigwolf and I shout, what are we getting into, guys? What do we do? Should we run? I don't understand what is going on. Seriously, Sigwolf, what should we do?
So Seagwolf is talking to the guy, Shanzi, and he asks him how to stop it, and he looks up at you, and now his eyes are shot through with red, and he tells you you don't. And you are being grappled, Seagwolf, by several pairs of hands. So, Chris, you're running with Verindus.
Yep.
So let's have you guys defy danger with dexterity. I think that yeah, Verindus will have to roll it. So Chris, roll to help him. Roll to aid, since you're literally helping him along.
One, that is 2, so 2d6 plus 2. Well, I'll close my... I think I closed the window that I had Roll20 in. All I have is my character sheet. You know what? I'll roll plus dex, because that's plus 2, and it'll tell me.
That's cool. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's going to get it up to a 7. Verindus. Well, you guys can go. You guys can be out the door, right? And ahead of all of the chaos. But you'll have to leave all of Verindus' things behind. Spellbook, all that stuff. If you want to stop and get it, you'll likely have to deal with dangers.
So without my spellbook, I can't cast any spells at all, right?
You wouldn't be able to prepare them again. I mean, you'd have to like rewrite your spellbook from nothing.
Okay. Yeah. Do I get the feeling that right now we are in a life and death situation, or?
Absolutely. You should definitely all be having that feeling. Right, you can already see some people grabbing Seagwolf now. With malintent.
Okay. You know what? Maybe I can use Unseen Servant to to carry my spellbook.
Okay. Yeah. An unseen servant could grab up all the stuff you left behind. So you're going to keep running, and you're going to cast a spell to bring your stuff behind you. Go ahead and, yeah, let's have you cast your spell then.
Okay. Am I still stunned?
Yeah, you're still stunned.
Okay.
Hey, piece of cake.
Oh, great.
Okay, so as you're running by that door where they took you in and like took your belongings and everything, you cast your invisible servant to grab up the bag that all of your stuff is in, and it's carried up behind you. So, Fiskpat, as you were yelling at Seagwolf and he was trying to talk with Shanzi, that person who had turned and was talking to him, and 3 other people are reaching out to grab him. Right, they are groping and trying to pull him back and probably to the ground. What are you doing, Fiskpat?
Well, going through my animal instincts, I turn into the dire beaver form.
Cool. So your moves is a dire beaver. Tail slap. That's like a forceful attack, right? You can cause a lot of damage with a giant tail slap. There's definitely chew scenery. I remember that one from before.
Well, I remember that I had the ability to attack and to paralyze using my tail,
Yeah.
like a stun action.
And then, I don't know what else beavers do. They chew stuff. You slap them with a tail. We'll say create or dismantle barriers.
Good.
Right.
Okay.
But let's have you roll plus wisdom to turn into a big ass beaver.
Not that big.
So you've got 2 hold for beaver moves. Are you like running in to help Seagwolf?
Yeah, I just jump in front of him and I try to slap those guys that were trying to grab him.
Okay. So
Like maybe knock him down a little.
yeah.
And
Yeah, you don't need to use a move hold for that. I think that's let's ask so Seagwolf, when you get grabbed, what are you doing? There's a big beaver coming in to help you with whatever you're doing, but what is it that you're doing?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna like start like, just like kind of like shoving dudes off of me and like throwing people back, and I shout at I shout at Beaver Man. I shout yeah I shout get like where's who stuff was who where's Varundus's stuff? Was it just like in this room or?
The unseen servant is carrying it right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. He's got it. There you go.
So
Cool,
let's have you break out of the hole. So Fiskpat, you can help. You're gonna roll to aid him. So
Yeah.
roll plus your number of bonds with Seagwolf.
I have so a roll what? What do I roll?
2d6 plus 1.
Okay, 2d6 plus
Okay.
7.
So a 7, and go ahead, Seagwolf. You got a plus 1.
Cool. 12.
Cool. Let's see. So, Fiskpat, you've exposed yourself to some danger here. Okay, so Seagwolf breaks free of these grasps and can now flee. And Fiskpat, you can. If you want to just go, you're a big burly beaver, and Seagwolf is moving swiftly. You can just run. You'll likely suffer some harm on your way out. for having jumped in and exposed yourself. Otherwise, you can try and fight them off. Roll a hack and slash to fight with these people, or spend your hold or something.
I think I'm going to fight and save them sometime.
Okay.
So
I think you could obviously just say, I'm going to use my tail slap here, spend a hold, and be free of it, or you could roll a hack and slash to actually fight with them.
Maybe just a tail slap.
Okay.
To push them away.
Yeah. So Seagwolf fights free, gets out of their grasping hands, throwing elbows, pushing them around. You come charging in, and they're trying to grasp at the two of you, and some of them produce daggers and small weapons out of their cloaks. But you spin and throw down a tail slap that bowls a bunch of them over, and are the two of you just running out behind Chris and Verindus?
Seagwolf, what should we do?
Well, you're a beaver.
This beaver sounds like a duck.
I think I'm speaking to everybody. I'm like, everyone, follow me. We need to stop this. We need to return to the source of this mess. Back to those ruins. And as we're running through the down towards the exit.
Okay. Chris and Verindus have the lead on you guys by quite a distance, but you all go running, and you're clearing up through the halls. You can see around you figures now moving, and some of them start to give chase. But you come back up the stairs, up to that main hallway and into that entry room. And the barred door, the big metal door that you first came into. Outside that door, you can still hear the light patter of rain, and a wind blowing. It's not the heavy hurricane wind from before, but there is still rain falling outside. So you get to the entrance. You open the door, and outside it is still cloudy and dark. The streets are muddied, and you see, I think, smoke rising from somewhere in the town. It's like thick black smoke, as if there was a fire set, right? But underneath all the rain, it's been probably doused, or if it's still burning or anything, then it's just smoldering embers giving off thick black smoke underneath the steady rainfall. And now you're all outside. There are definitely people still chasing, but you all have a good lead on them. You have a chance to think about what you're doing.
Do we see people that don't look crazy outside?
Go ahead and discern realities.
Trying to look for just regular human person.
Regular folk.
Is that intelligence?
Wisdom for you.
Right.
Cool. So you can ask 3 questions from the discern realities list.
Okay. Right. Okay, what should I be on the lookout for?
You don't see any crazies outside here in the town. The only danger that you can see, that you can discern right now, are the people inside the cloister chasing you?
All right. Okay, what here is useful or valuable to me? Whenever I ask that question, should I state what it should be valuable to me for?
Sure,
Or
yeah.
can-
Yeah, what's it depends on kind of what you're planning on doing, I guess. Yeah.
I think priority number one is apparently the curse is not lifted, right? That's what the guy said.
He said he failed. Yeah.
He said he failed.
Yeah,
But Verendis, what does Verendis look like right now?
He doesn't
How
have
does he feel?
he doesn't have the like strange eyes. His eyes are clear again. His skin is not dried and looking desiccated. He is bleeding.
From his
A
head.
little bit.
Yeah, from the back of his head. That's a different thing though. That's not
He's gotten
necessarily.
stunned like 3 times. He had
Yeah.
like a -3 to his intelligence now. Okay, yeah. What is here is useful, valuable for me to get us all 4 into like a safer position, maybe hidden from these people or taking out these people that are chasing after us. Because Verendis looks at the moment, he looks like it worked. Whatever happened, whatever he did.
Yeah. Yeah, you would need to go somewhere safe. I think there's a couple of options. You weren't enemies with the pirates. Maybe, you could go back to talk with Three Teeth. We did discuss a couple of sessions ago when you got the journal, right? That pirate you talked to wasn't actually Three Teeth. He was just a guy, getting you to do something. But you did do it, right? So maybe they have some goodwill toward you.
Yeah.
The other safest place in town would probably be Redwood Longshore's house. The mayor, right? He would be the safest house in town. He's got regular guards, all that stuff.
It's still hurricaning, right?
No, it's raining and it's somewhat windy, but it is not hurricane force winds, no.
Cool.
What do you think, Verendis? Mayor's house, probably an evil mayor, or pirates, probably evil pirates.
Yeah, I mean the pirates might be evil, but at least we know where we're at with the pirates, while the mayor, I think, might be evil too, but we don't really know, so...
Yeah, we don't have anything for him. So, well, I think
Okay.
Chris looks to you, as turns back and sees them, and slows down to a jog and looks at you, and it's like, looks like we're going to the ocean like you wanted. We're gonna go see those pirates.
So you have one more question.
Oh yeah, one more question. I kind of want to ask who's really in control here, but I feel like some Cthulhu creature is in control here. But maybe, yeah, I'm just gonna ask who's really in control here. I'm just gonna ask that.
Well, it's now... it's been haunting you ever since that name, but now you're sure, right? Now that you've seen this madness, the strange magic going on, whoever or whatever Aemoch is, that's who's in control.
Okay. It seemed like an obvious answer, but just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm. So you
Oh, and we
Okay.
found out thing about the mayor who he had to deal with like the thieves and like the pirates.
We did read in the
Someone did-
journal that the 3 people involved in the smuggling, to whatever degree they were involved, right? It wasn't really detailed about who knew what, or who was a patsy, or who was how aware any of them were involved in the nature of the artifacts, right? but Shanzi, right, had the artifacts, was supposed to be studying them, etc., but one way or another they ended up in the pirates' hands to be smuggled there then. And that obviously this involved the mayor as a go-between of some kind.
All right.
So Chris, do you yell at the others, "We must go to the pirates," kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm just like, to the pirates. And looking around, all I see is like crazy dudes in between us, and then druid and barbarian, right? Or are they right behind us?
Sequolf and Fiskpat, they got out just behind you. They
Okay.
fought their way through.
Then that's what we do. Just avoid people. If people come at us, I shoot them. Yeah, head to the pirates.
Yeah, I swing my tail saying yes.
Right. It's also a big ass beaver. Okay, so we all head through the streets, running toward the docks. And you
Do we see what building was on fire as we go through the streets? Did we happen to pass by there?
Sure, yeah. As you're passing through the center of town, it looks like it was the inn that was on fire. It was set ablaze from the inside somewhere, and you can see the main door has been ripped off the hinges, and windows are broken out. You could see probably a couple of bodies lying in the mud just outside as you go running past.
Nice. We made the right choice. Maybe.
And as you come to the docks, they look battered. They have weathered the hurricane poorly. There are boards pulled up, and I think there was a whole dock out in the water that's been just ripped apart. And a couple of boats that are just sailing, or not sailing, but just floating out in the water now, that were unmoored, untied, untethered. I don't know boat terms really. And they're floating out in the water, bouncing in the waves. But you do see Three Teeth's ship there. His pirate flag, maybe a little tattered by the high winds, but still waving proudly. The skull with 3 teeth.
It's next to Doc, right? So we can run up there.
Yeah, it's tied up, and it's a sizable ship, so it was able to withstand the storm more or less.
Okay, so when we are on the way to the ship, I tell the rest of the party about the signs again that showed me this island. I think Black Lotus. I think it was a ship that was on some island or something. Yeah, I relay that to the group. I'm not quite sure how that fits into all of this, but that's what the signs showed me. So
Okay.
Yeah,
maybe
it looks like
would be a
we'd
good
be
idea
taking
to
the
go
first
there.
step, right, to get there, because we're going on a boat.
Could be.
So,
Or it's the mad ramblings of a person with several concussions.
maybe, yeah.
Could also be true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, good.
I walk up to the pirates.
Yeah, you guys are headed to the boat, and you can see a couple of people. Well, I don't think there's anybody on deck. They probably are staying below decks right now, but we'll come back to on the ship and see what you guys do. But let's take our first break now. Right at the hour.
All right.
Yeah, so 5 minutes and we'll see how you guys deal with pirates.